How long have you actually been singing?
My earliest memory of singing publicly, like I started singing in church. Of course, I was raised in the church. My mom and dad were pastors, so my earliest memory of singing in church was at 5 years old. It was after my mom had given a sermon, and so I told her earlier that day I wanted to sing in church. She was like surprised. Are you serious? I'm like, yeah, I'm serious. I want to sing.
Yeah.
And so I prepared all day, man, this song, and so that night she gave me an opportunity to sing, and just ever since, man, I've just been in love with singing, and of course, singing in church is always it ignited that passion.
Yeah.
You know, as far as the soul and the energy that it comes behind gospel music. Yeah, it's always been embedded in me, man. So yeah, that's where it happened right there. 5 years old.
I know after the first time I heard you sing, and I posted a part of you singing Donny Hathaway,
Yeah.
I captioned it. If you want to get into the anointed place, if you want to get romance, this is the voice that you need. Because like you can do both, man. With music, with your music, whether it's cover music or your own personal music, for every performance, what is it that you want your audience to take away from a Mark Mathis experience?
For me, it's about connecting with people and singing from a place of conviction where they can feel the same passion about the music that I feel. So I want to convey the feeling that I get when I sing, because when I sing, it's like an out of body experience. You talk to a lot of musicians that have that euphoria when you get into that mode of performing or singing and exercising that gift that God has given you, that, you know, it elevates your mind and it elevates you above anything that you may be going through, issues or whatever. So I want to, in those moments where people are getting an experience from a show or listening to me sing, to feel that same elevation, that same euphoria that I feel.
Right.
So I try to give it everything I got. I don't care if I'm singing to one person or 1,000 people,
right,
or 100,000 people. I'm gonna give that same energy, that same passion. So nobody's cheated, you know, from the experience that I get to experience. You know what I mean? So I feel like if you can feel it, if it moves you, it'll definitely move someone else.
Who are some of the artists that you grew up on, or even that you study now, that help shape all of this?
Growing up in church, of course, I had an opportunity to study, you know, a lot of the great male vocalists like John Key and Fred Hammond. You know, Commission was one of our favorite groups. Me and my brothers sang together, so we did a lot of their music. The Winans, Rance Allen, Al Green, Sam Cooke. It goes as far back as the Soul Stirrers for me, because my mom, Mighty Clouds of Joy, my mom, you know, they had a lot of those 45s with those old gospel records. But as far as R&B, you know, Donny Hathaway, Marvin Gaye, Teddy P, those soul singers, man, that brought that passion to the record, that when you listen to the music 20, 30 years later, you still feel that same passion, you know what I'm saying, in those records. So those are the people that I had an opportunity to say. As far as for males, females, it's just the greatest, man. Aretha Franklin, Whitney Houston, those people that made an imprint on the whole culture of music. You know, those are the voices that I like to listen to and study, to get, you know, what is that nuance, that special it factor that they have, and draw from that. Not necessarily try to be that or become that, but to try to draw from that energy and infuse it into what I have and what God has given me, man. And that's what has basically made the singer that I am.
I know, and I know we were talking. Disclaimer: yes, I'm coughing. No, it's not COVID. So I want y'all to be like, "Oh, you heard this man's vocals." No, I'm not.
Now we're good.
As I was talking to you on yesterday, one of my most memorable performances that you done was actually right here. Whenever you done the Stand By Me, and even in that, like, you took a song that everybody knows, but you literally made it your own. And of course, I'm gonna shout out Wifey because she in the house. Your impromptu background singers that night. although it started out with two people, which was your wife and Tony, ended up like the whole entire house was filled with music. Yeah, but as I said, like you made that song your own. What is your takeaway from cover music when you do it to basically say, okay, this is Sam Cooke or this is Music Soul Child, but now this is Mark.
Right. Well, but first of all, when approaching cover music, I want to respect the artist. So you know, I don't want to change the foundation of the song. I want to try to stay in the foundation, but however, I do like to infuse myself into the song. So when people hear the song, they're getting me as well as the greatness of what the record is. You know, because a great record is a great record no matter who sings it. But when I engage a song, man, I want to make sure that I'm fully engaged in it with my ability and my take on it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like a person acting a part. You have to make that part your own. It doesn't matter if it's a remake of a play or you're redoing a play. You want to take that part and make it your own. So it's the same thought process when you're covering a song. You want to take that song and totally engage it. And that's when it really just kind of becomes, well, your sound is kind of molds it to something where people can hear the record, but then get your perspective of it. You feel me?
Great transition. Let's talk about plays, because I just learned this yesterday, y'all. Like, I didn't know about the acting side of Mark Mathis until we spoke on yesterday. Where does that part come in now with who you are?
Since I was really young, I had a love for stage, and so growing up in school, we did stage plays a lot. And so I was actually talking to some old classmates the other day, and they were like, "Why were you always the one that's getting those lead parts?" I was like, "Because I wanted it." You know what I'm saying? So it was just always something in me that was intrigued by stage and the acting and want to be the center of attention. You know what I'm saying? So that was an opportunity to do that. So hell, I went for it. Yeah. And so I acted a lot, and at a younger age, but as an adult, I actually got back into doing some acting around 2008, 2009. I did a stage play called When All Hell Breaks Loose, and then I did another production when I moved out here to Dallas. I think it was called The Church Picnic, and then from that, I had an opportunity to do a movie that was called The Becoming. So it was a really cool opportunity, and I got a couple of projects on the table right now. As soon as this pandemic moves to another area where we can get out and do things, hopefully we can get back on it, those projects. But yeah, man, that's how, for me, it's always been like hand in hand, acting and the singing. Yes. It's a part of my character. It's a part of my personality. It translates on stage. People are like, that's why you see the success of like Tyler Perry plays, and he reaches into the community, and he gets people that have those dual abilities, acting ability and singing ability. Yes. So you can project and you have that personality and it's popping. So yeah, that's just always been a part of my personality, man, and I love it.
What would be, and you all know me, so I'm conscious. If I need one, I'm gonna take one. Shout out to Halls. If y'all need somebody to endorse your product, praise the Lord when you do it. What would be a role that you would love to play on the big screen?
Any role that does that the character is giving a message that reaches our culture right now, our era, this moment, the things that we're facing, social injustices, or anything that will infuse energy into our children as far as um, productive or influential characters that can give them shine a light on us being able to accomplish anything. Yes. I want to do positive characters. I want to do something that's powerful, something meaningful. So I feel like that's something that I could do. Comedy is easy, you know what I'm saying, because I'm just a naturally funny person.
Yes,
but
you are that. You are that.
At the same time, I do have a passion for our youth and the issues that we face currently, and that are overwhelmingly a dilemma and a problem for our youth in this era. So I would love to do some parts that will exemplify strong male presence, and be able to translate that energy on film. That's my thing, man. I may even write something like that too. Okay. Got a lot of things that I want to work on.
Okay. For real. I know a while back I was talking to Kelly, shout to KKS, and she duped you as, if you ever want to be encouraged about anything, Let's call it Tex more, because he is that guy that can do that for you. Besides music, I know you wear a lot of hats.
Yeah.
You are the music artist. You're the husband. You're the father. You're the Giveback Project.
Yeah.
Where did the Giveback Project come from?
Okay, so my family has always been in uh, the philanthropy, giving, missionaries. That runs in our family. We have a lot of preachers, pastors, and bishops. So growing up in church, with my family, we've always been a part of the uh, group of people that were giving, visiting nursing homes or going out on the streets and feeding people, the food pantries, those things. So those things had a huge influence on me growing up, and even as an adult. So naturally, instinctively, I have a heart to give to people. It's something that just kind of stuck with me. So one Christmas about 3 years ago, it'll be 3 years this Christmas, that I was eating with my family. We have a really large family, so we were having dinners probably once a month or once. It was something my grandmother wanted us to continue. So
man, you know what? I miss those Sunday dinners where I don't care what the family is going through from Monday to whatever. On Sunday, we just forget about everything.
That's it, bro. And that's the thing that we wanted to capture. My grandmother was adamant before she passed that we continue to have these dinners.
Yes.
So this tradition can be handed down to the next generation, because this generation is so scattered and it's so easy to be distracted, and you lose so much time with people too. It's not even a part of your life anymore to get by and see uncle, whoever, or auntie, and they don't even know who these people are anymore. So we trying to carry this. And so in that, we were having Christmas dinner, and they were discussing when the next time we're going to come together as family. And I suggested, just me, because I'm talking all the time, so it's something going on me because I got that mouth,
Yeah.
So I just came out with, well, let's, instead of eating, why don't we go out and feed? Because my uncle has been a bishop in Dallas for over 20 years, so I know they used to feed the homeless a lot. So everybody was like, yeah, you have to get permits or whatever, nobody really knew. So I said, I'll check into it. Well, maybe a month later, that idea was just kind of rotating in my head. And one night, man, I woke up, just couldn't sleep, and I rarely have these instances happen. And this statement just kept rolling in my head: give back, give back. And I just wrote it like dozens of times on in my journal. And so at that point, I was thinking, okay, so what do I need to do? I need to check into. I don't really feel comfortable doing it, because everything I've done has been connected with the church. And I want to say this, man: people that have been in church and been church hurt, and that have walked away from their purpose or their what God has given them to do, called them to do, don't allow that hurt and your relationship with the church to keep you from doing what God has purposed for you to do.
Yeah.
So that moment was when I had that epiphany that it's like it came to me. It was in my mind, and he spoke with me, and it was like, when have you ever needed permission or validation to go and do something good for somebody?
Yes.
Because all this is just a good act.
Yes.
Doing something kind for somebody else. So at that point, it's like, okay, I don't really need nobody. I'll just start with my family. Took my own money, and we started putting together packages. We put together like 75 packages the first time we went out on a Sunday morning, me and my wife and my kids. And we had sandwich, apple, socks, and a bottle of water. Just wanted to do something simple, but went out, man, and that's when it all came together, that idea, because it was something that I spoke, and it's important that when you use your words, that you understand that you're putting, you're speaking your destiny. So that thing drove me, and these last 3 years have been phenomenal. I have a lot of help from bishops, my family, first of all, my brothers and sisters, my mom, pastors, and other people that I know, just friends that just give, man, and we've been able to continue to do that. Also, just partnered with some friends of ours, and they brought last week their whole family. It's a couple.
I was just about to mention it. I saw that on Facebook.
Amazing, bro. They brought all 7 of their kids, and we set up tents, and they cooked fresh food right there. Changed the game completely, man. And I know it's like 200 people we were able to feed.
Wow.
Yeah, so it was amazing, man. Because of the pandemic, it really kind of put it made it difficult because people were so scattered.
Right.
But man, when he cranked that grill up and that smoke started going there, man, people just came from everywhere.
Yeah.
So that's where Giveback was birthed, out of that family gathering. And it is continued because of friends and support and just showing people that we're out here trying to make a difference. And we definitely plan to implement more programs to help to benefit our communities.
Yeah. You know, you just said something that you said it, it kind of made me wonder how you was like whenever they start cooking and the aroma hit the neighborhood.
Yeah, man.
That's how it is with the family. Like I know whenever I was a kid in Mississippi,
right,
we would be outside doing our own little thing.
Yes, sir.
But it's like whenever the food was almost done, they would either open up a window or open up a door.
Time to come in.
I don't care what you was doing. Like it was time to eat.
Absolutely, it's no different, man. So you're gonna use that.
Yeah.
Right there, as a matter of fact, to change it to that way we can accommodate more people. Because man, it ain't nothing like that good smell of fresh food, man.
Yeah.
It's okay to go out and hand out packages, you know, but man, that was just a different feel, man.
Yeah.
And I could tell that people were so appreciative, man. And you get a chance to spend a little time with them, give them some encouraging words.
Yes.
You know, a lot of my friends have job opportunities and job job fairs that these people don't have access to the information.
Right.
So you're just able to chop it up with them and let them know we're not just here to chunk you a sandwich. Like we
actually care about you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We'll spend a little time, you know, to make it nice for you.
Can you think back to one particular time whenever you were out and whether it be an adult or a child, somebody said something that, you know, thank you, or like, what was the initial feeling whenever you got your first, I really appreciate you?
Right. It was this guy, and actually it was just like, we were just driving. It was when we first started, so we didn't really have like a central location where we were stopping and finding like big groups of them. It was just kind of feeling our way. And so we drove through over in South Dallas right up the street, one of those side streets off of Martin Luther King. And there was this veteran that was sitting under a bridge. He was by himself, had his, you know, his stuff. And so he was sitting there, he was eating out of a can, had no socks on. So I stopped and I knew that the package, we had socks in the package. So I stopped and gave him the package. So when I saw him eating out of the can, I saw his gear. I knew he was a veteran automatically, bro.
Yeah.
And that is the moment that just changed my whole mentality about it, because there's so many people that didn't necessarily just choose to be there. It's just they were handed a bad hand. And so when I stopped and I gave him those, like I said, man, I appreciate it. Nobody stops to give me cold water. The water was cold.
Yeah.
And then I gave him those socks and he immediately took the socks out the bag and started putting them on his feet. And yeah, bro, that was a tearjerker for me. And I take my kids as well so they can know the value of things that you have and our everyday luxuries and blessings, to not take it for granted. I take life for granted. I take simple things like running water and you know, soap and tissue, you know, just a toothbrush and toothpaste. You know what I mean? We try to take those things out as well. So we want to make sure I take them out there to see that same thing. That was another thing for me, to see my kids have that experience and they be in tears, man.
Yeah.
Huge for me, bro. So yeah, it's been a wonderful experience, and I try to make sure that I engage my friends that if they want to bring their kids, open up the door for them to bring their kids to come out and serve as well, man. Because it is definitely that's a life changer for me, man. And it just keeps driving me. Yeah, that's my driving force.
Two more simple things, because I know I'm smelling food right now, y'all. I'm smelling a lot of food. You are like I say, you're a father, you're a music artist, you're a philanthropist, you have a daily job. Yeah. How do you successfully balance all of this? Because you know a lot of couples have that knocking of head because whatever. Yeah. But you balance your time pretty well. How do you do it successfully?
It's a daily battle to juggle all of these things and to wear all these hats. It's not easy, trust, because when you're driven for purpose and you know you have things that you're already involved in, but you want to accomplish other things, then you have to continue to pursue knowledge. So in pursuing knowledge, you have to get involved in other programs, learning in programs. So I'm back going to school online right now to gain this knowledge that I need to go to the next level. How I do it is just basically, man, trying to pay attention to every thing that I have and try to eliminate as much procrastination as possible. You know, because you just, you know, with my children, with my marriage, and the music and my job and my family and all of those things, everything needs a certain amount of attention, and I just try to keep my eye on everything, man, to make sure I nourish each part and give it as much as I possibly can. Sometimes one part may be lacking. You have to make sure that you pay attention to all of your irons that's in the fire. So you keep you nurture every part, every plant that's growing. You want to make sure you nurture every plant. So that's my everyday. I make sure I keep a mental note of what I've done throughout that day, what I've spent my time with, to make sure I hadn't spent enough time with this particular thing. Well, tomorrow I'll make sure I spend some more time with that, and try to spread my time out evenly. Again, it's not easy, man. So I try to study or read books on time management, and get into those studies and the psychology of it, because it helps me to manage myself. It's all about self first, man. It's a lot of people want to be busy, they want to be involved in things, but man, it is a serious challenge to actually get into those things, to get to the finish line, and the effort and the time that it takes to get into it. So it's important to manage self first. So that's the key for me, is managing myself and just working on me, and making sure I pay attention to all of the details. Try not to miss nothing, bro.
You have a lot going on, bro.
Yeah.
And then he still has time to talk to little people like me. I promise y'all one thing. I love this guy. For those of you who know or who don't know, whatever, I've been down sick for a little while, but I promise you, not a day go by that I get text messages. He even cuts me out because I ain't letting him know something's wrong with me. So I appreciate you for caring in that manner. Of course, I wanted to talk about the music, but I wanted to cover everything else that you do. Shout out to Wifey. With her beautiful self. She can sing, she can cook, she can tap dance, she can do ballet, she can do everything. I can't go without you giving me like something. So whatever you feel, just give them some, tease them right fast, bro.
Okay. Can you kill us, Alexa, for me, babe?
Hey, sis.
Babe. Can you kill Alexa for me? Can you
stop Alexa right
Alexa
fast
for me real quick? Let me see. Okay. Amazing grace, how sweet the sound that saved a wretch like me. I once was lost, but now I found. Was blind, but now I see.
Woo, sir.
Yes, sir.
Those runs were like. I'm trying to get those runs. So once I get them, y'all will understand why. Where can our watchers, our listeners, where can they find out more information about you, bro?
So I'm on Facebook, of course, Mark Mathis. You find me on Instagram as well, Mark Mathis 1977. And also just continue to follow those pages, and we'll be giving out information on EP. I'm starting to record this week on single and the EP.
Sir.
So I'm so excited about that. Please keep look out for future performances on my page. But Mark Mathis on Facebook, Mark Mathis 1977 on Instagram. And stay in touch with us. And if, for all your musical needs, you can always inbox me. My information is right there. And we do weddings, we do anniversary parties. We come and just sing for encouragement, whatever you need. But we're excited about putting out some new music for the first time in about 10 years. So y'all look forward to that.
I'm excited about it. Everybody, it's your boy Taz. You're watching the Intro Dallas podcast.